welcome back to another review by Projects. I'm Psycho, and in this part I'm going to be reviewing a game that I've played quite a few times, and quite a long time ago actually. I'm going to be reviewing F.E.A.R, or as it's called, First Encounter Assault Recon. F.E.A.R is a first-person shooter horror game, kind of a survival game actually, released and developed by Monolith Productions and Vivendi, and is the first part in the series of 3, with some add-ons that were released a couple of years later. The game features a great story about the little girl called Alma and the events that occurred to her in the hospital and all around the facilities. You kind of have to figure out, get through the story of what happened to her, and what other events occurred throughout the facilities. The game is, as said, a survival horror game. It's an FPS, so although it's an FPS, it's made really good. It's not as classical as the others, but it has quite a lot of weapons and gadgets, which I really like. So you kind of don't run out of those throughout the game. And it features a really great gameplay, especially because of the reflex timer or slow motion that was featured in the game, which kind of helps you get through the waves of enemies easier, and dodge bullets and stuff really much easier than you would if that wasn't in the game. It's quite good for an FPS, especially because of the slow motion, I think, and because of the loads of weapons that you have. The only thing that I found kind of missing were health packs. Especially on hard mode, you kind of have a hard time getting throughout the game with the health packs that are available. There aren't as many health packs available throughout the game, so you kind of have to save them up for the later stages of the game, and try not to use all of them throughout the game. On normal mode, there is a reasonable amount of health packs, so you can get through the game with normal healings and stuff. But if you put it on a harder difficulty, it proves really difficult to get throughout the game with the amount of health packs that you have. The graphics are quite good for the time the game was released, so the game should work on older computers as well as newer. The graphics are quite detailed, especially for the time the game was released. So it's an old game actually, but the graphics kind of measure up to some of today's games as well. So in my opinion, F.E.A.R is a really great game. It's one of the best survival horror games out there. It's really great. They made it especially great. The first and the second part are really good. The third part kind of didn't measure up to those, but it's still good since it reveals the whole story behind everything that happened in the facilities and everywhere you went. So, as said, the game is really worth playing, so I recommend it to all of you guys who love horror games. It's one of the best horror games out there. So, yeah, well, that's gonna be it from my side. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment on the videos, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.